I received a question on how to do proper multi-time frame technical analysis, and I also got some questions about finding entries and stops and all those things once you're zooming into the chart from a multi-time frame perspective. So that's what this video is about. So let us zoom in. I picked the euro dollar for now, so that's a common trading instrument, so a lot of people know this and trade this, and I'm gonna go all the way up to the 1 monthly chart here. So let me get yes, I wanna start off clear. So this is the monthly chart of the euro dollar. After a huge bullish run, we are now you know, falling down and making low. So the overall market, from when you look at the monthly chart, is bearish, of course. So what I do and what I want to know from here is what was the top? Well, the top is quite obvious. The top was at the 160, and when I put in a trend line, I get a pretty clear picture of where price is trading at the moment. And 1, 2, 3 times price found a resistance from this trend line. I'm gonna make this black. That's the way I do it, because then I know when I am you know, doing my weekly analysis, and I'm gonna go into the euro dollar, and once I see a black line, then I know, okay, this is a line that is really important because it's coming from the weekly or the monthly. Something else that is on my, yeah, I think it was on the chart before, and I understand why it was there, and that is this level over here. As you can see, every time price comes into this level, we get quite an explosive move. Here again, so it's the 3rd time, the 5th time explosive move, the 6th time an explosive move, and then finally we broke through the level, and quite obviously we came back into this level and finding a resistance this time, because previously it was support. So this is kind of a supply-demand zone. It acted as a demand zone quite some times, and now it seems to be a supply zone. So from here on out, price sold off pretty aggressively. The whole thing of multi-time frame analysis is that if you want to you don't want to get burned on the lower time frames. That's one thing. The second thing is, or maybe the first thing is, you actually want to get in moves that are so, you know, it's big moves. Let's say this will pull back into this trend line again. That could be something to be on the lookout for. I'll show you later on that this resistance level over here turning support over here will probably be resistance around here again. So it's quite obvious on the bigger time frame, when you meet support, when you meet resistance, trend lines, whatever it is, from a technical analysis, price action perspective, those are the areas where price is likely to react. And also keep in mind that this looks like, you know, if I just put it in an order, boom, I'm out, I'm with the trend, and I'll make money. It's a bit more complicated, and I'll show you what happens when we zoom into those areas on the lower time frame, because this is the monthly. I want to emphasize that this is the monthly chart. So if you you know, if you zoom in and you make your trading decisions on the 4 hour, for example, this is really something that is you know, it looks kind of choppy on the 4 hour chart, so you really have to make sure you pick the right entry signal once you've zoomed in. But more on that in a minute. So this is the monthly chart, and one more thing I want to put on here is obviously this level over here, because price did an attempt 1, 2, 3 times, but failed to break through. You know, and maybe, of course, the price action for this pair goes way beyond what we're seeing here. But this, oh, this is a level I don't need. Okay, I didn't do it. Okay, yeah, so yeah, we are moving into an interesting level when you look at the monthly. Maybe we can put it a little bit sharper in here, something like that. Okay, well, we are price is starting to get into a major support level, major support trend line, and a major resistance trend line. So this price action here between the 115 and the 100, it's getting in a more narrow range. So what you often see, it's the end of the year, it's the end of 2019. So when the time is there, maybe we get a great impulse, and at 2020 we will move through this level and start rallying to the upside, and maybe you can jump into a trade that is actually at the beginning of these moves we see over here. Okay, let's go down, because that's what we do on multi-time frame analysis. We always start at the bigger time frame, and from that bigger time frame we go to the lower time frames. Never and not the other way around. So that's an important thing. Now this is the weekly. As you can see, price really looks different on the weekly. Well, let's assume you are doing multi-time frame analysis and you have noticed that this whole rally came back into this resistance trend line here on the monthly chart. So that's the that's the area you want to be notified, or you want to get in. 125,600 and the lower side is 121. So I don't know how big you trade. Risk management is the most often made mistake, but don't ever just put in an order here or whatever it is. It's pretty hard to keep your positions in here when it finally comes in, because these are weak. So price was here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 on the 15th week. So this was 3 months, more than 3 months. Finally price broke out. So you get my point. Working with orders or something like that, you can't do that. And now that we know price fell down, we really need a clear of this. For example, I would have been trading this. I don't remember if I did. I don't think so, actually. We really need a break of this trend line over here to be calling it a clean breakout with proper continuation, of course. So we need a. You never know that if a price reversed until you have a clean break, preferably retest, but you get my point. So this could have been without when the chart looked like this, you didn't know that was going to happen. You could also look at this like, now's the time. Price is strong, we're going to break out of this, and we're going to reverse, and we're going to move the other way around. It's also a hypothesis, and that's what you see on social media. Is it going up? Is it going down? Sometimes traders are actually fighting in a forum because they want to get their view across, their point on the direction of a certain currency. It's not about being right or wrong. If you traded this, personally, this level is way more important than this daily or weekly chart. So I expected a reversal over here, but it's not about being right or wrong. If you are bearish on this, and let's assume we had a fake out and we moved back and we broke the trend line, make sure you have some kind of a risk management strategy in place, because if you don't, you are definitely gonna lose money. Okay, so that's a little bit about the risk management part of this. So this is the weekly chart. Now that we know, let's take a look at the current price action. We had this drop. We had this final, we came back into this level a little bit, forming support around here. So let me put that on. Now that we know on the weekly chart, support is over here. Shorts, we are still bearish, of course. So yeah, move on. Then we have another pullback over here. And then, it's not a huge drop. It's not as strong as this rally up, but it is something. Then we had some kind of significant pullback over here. And right now we are actually in this level over here, which is kind of interesting because it's support-ish and turning resistance. So maybe this is the... Overall, we're still moving lower, but this could be a theory that we are switching direction. What we can do here is, what is the RSI telling us? Well, we see that price action is on the charts is making lower lows, and we see that on the RSI we are seeing that we are kind of flat, or that we are picking up some momentum. This low got followed by a lot of lower lows, and this low on the RSI got followed by not necessarily lower lows. So some kind of a little divergence on the RSI is also here, but not really something I would be looking at the moment. We zoom in again. There we go. So we got from the monthly to the weekly, downward to the daily chart. This is the daily chart. Now we know that price is back into these levels. So the fact that we have this pin bar over here, I don't know if you know, you watch my weekly Forex technical analysis every Saturday, but if you do, then you know where this spike came from. It's something of a fake breakout up until now on the dollar index, because the dollar index broke out of its long-term upward moving channel, and then it finally at the end of the week it managed to get back into that channel and close within the channel. So we did not get a close outside of the channel, but it's definitely something we should be watching, especially the fact that it's the end of the year. So let's see what 2020 is bringing. So that's what this pin bar is. So we did not break this resistance. Actually, it was a fake out. So I hope people who were enthusiastic and started taking long positions, which is a very bad idea when I look at this chart, but nevertheless, manage your risk. This is quite a stop loss hunting pin bar, I'm afraid, but let's see what happens from here on out. So we had this rally down, like we had a lot of rallies down. That's what we saw on the bigger time frame, and now it's starting to look like this was the lower high followed by a lower low, and now finally we got a strong momentum. We have a higher high actually, but then we have this double top. This low got broken again, forming a lower low, retest of this bottom, and then a second low. So we have this double top here, and now we have a double bottom again. So this is kind of hard to be trading if you want to get in a trade for the long time, but we have something here. Now we switched again, making a higher high, not really convincing, but also a higher low, and this is of course a convincing higher high, and the new low is there waiting to be formed. This is still the multi-time frame analysis. So when I look at this, and people ask me in the weekend, like, thanks for the analysis, where should I get in, where should I get out, don't you provide any signals? No, I do not provide signals. I really want to do analysis like these and show you guys how to look at the charts and how to spot those opportunities yourself, so you can really manage your risk yourself. And you know, I really want to help others create their own skill in trading, and not necessarily tell them what to do and brag about it on social media that I'm right all the time, because that's not what trading is. So I'm not a big fan of the trading signal business, but you know, we'll see. Okay, so this is the situation here. We zoom in again. You know, we go to the 4-hour chart because we are looking for opportunity, of course. So this is what we are still in. Yes, we had a pin bar, we had a strong move up and just a stronger move down. So let's see how price will behave from here. Do I like to trade this anytime soon? Well, if I'm a day trader or a 3-day trader, I would definitely look for short positions back into this level up here, and I would look for long positions when we touch this trend line. As long as this previous low, this was not the previous low, this is, I hope you understand that, because this was the last high. This was the last low, the last high, then we made a new low, but we never made a new high, so this is more of a consolidation phase. It's not a low, okay, so keep that in mind. So this being the last low, forming of course the ultimate support level. Yeah, my stop should be outside of this horizontal support level. That's most of the time my idea, and my take profit should be near the next high or something. You know, we're getting into the how to manage the trade and how to make those decisions on a once you find an opportunity. So the overall trend on the 4-hour is bullish. It has been going for a while now, so I'm not, you know, it's not the ideal place to take a trade, but this is still bullish as long as this level does not get broken. So make sure if it gets broken, get out of it. Now let's see how price will behave from here on out. Will we actually touch the trend line, or will we be consolidating a little bit? You know, you have to identify where you can find your entry. You can also zoom in one more time, for example, to the hourly chart. We don't really get this actually went from the hourly chart. If you put in the trend line from here on out, this would have been a small pullback, and now we are starting to move lower again. So this is not really it's kind of a head and shoulder pattern starting to form here. So it's not the ideal trade. Sometimes that's the conclusion. If you are doing multi-time frame analysis. The euro dollar to me is not the best setup for me at the moment. So let's maybe you want to take a trade, then it looks like this. Maybe you're waiting for the break and you want to get into a bigger move, and you say, well, I'm only taking trades when this happens. You know, I want to get in. Maybe I'll put it above this pin bar here, and then back into this trend line. This would be the trade I'm looking for. It's also possible. So that's still a waiting game. You have to see how price behaves up here. And of course, you need some confirmation of a trend break, or you need more information to be really calling it a reversal. But it's also a scenario. So when you go on the forums or on social media, it's not necessarily that people are right or wrong. It's just different things they're looking for, and everybody's trading their own strategy. So make sure you understand that you fit the criteria your trading strategy. So if you are looking for a move from the let's say 113.75 back into the 118, it's good, it's fine with me, you know, as long as you manage your risk and that's the way you want to trade. I'm okay with that. If you were trading the 4-hour chart and you would notice that this was some kinds of consolidation, you saw the spin bar outside of this trend line, and then finally we broke these levels over here. This could have been a pretty well thought through entry level, and also with this huge momentum. You know, if you got in, good for you. Finally we pulled back. This could have been another entry level for you, and then of course near support over here. So there were quite some opportunities, but I prefer to locate those levels to get back into the charts. Now by saying that, keep that in mind, because when I go to the daily chart, there's something that's going on here. When price is moving like this, I would never consider taking a trade just in one of these moves. You know, it's kind of a staircase often with trading. This is consolidation. You know, this consolidation, and finally we had a move back into this area here. I really need to zoom. I only zoom in when price is back at some level where it makes sense. So from the monthly and the weekly chart, you know that this was the ultimate level. This was the golden trade for that week, for that day, for whatever it was. This was the area where let's even go back to the monthly. This was, of course, if price moved back into this area, it was a gift. It was a gift in trading. Definitely something was going to happen here after all of that noise and all of that struggle, all of the fighting between the bulls and the bears in this blue area over here. And finally we came back in it again, and again, you know, the fight continued. It was war again. Are we going up? Are we going down? And then finally, if you zoomed in to the weekly or the daily, you would have found your entry by the break of this level, and that's the move. And that's the way I want to trade. I don't like to trade actually. I kind of hate it. So what I want to do is, okay, this was a move on the weekly. That's finally running out of steam. It's breaking, so I'm gonna go short, and I'm gonna sit back and I do my weekly analysis and I do my mid-week analysis. You know, of course I wanna see what's going on, but I don't want to be on behind these charts all day. I really hate that. It's stressing me out, and I don't make more money from trading the lower time frame. So let's assume you've gotten this trade, then you could have went from the let's say 121.5, and now we are at the level of the 12 point, below the 12 even. And if you look at this bottom, it's below the 109. So this is a beautiful move, and it took April 2018 actually. Okay, this is crazy. And now we are in December 2019. So okay, of course, you know, you gotta have the feeling of being comfortable with staying in a trade for more than a year. But just to point out that multi-time frame analysis also offers you great long-term trend trading opportunities. So keep that in mind as well, because yeah, it's just the things that where the big money is. But the most important thing I want to close this video with is that and on every currency pair, on every commodity, on every whatever you do, And especially now at the end of the year, markets are becoming a little bit inactive because we have Christmas on, I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday this year. No, it's Wednesday, Thursday. So on Monday, not a lot of trading is going to happen. On Tuesday, with Christmas night, not a lot of trading is going to happen. And then it's Fridays, the last day of the week. You know, not a lot is going to happen. So it's the best time to sit behind your charts, make all these, get through these currency pairs. Start off at the monthly chart, and then you start spotting things like this. You know, what's going to happen here? Are we, if this level here reverses, and I believe there is more room actually to push lower one more time. And if that happens, of course, make sure you identify this level over here, because when price continues to move into this level, this is what you're looking for. Here you want to start zooming in and start pinpointing your best trades. And then obviously we have another one, and that is over here. Once price hovers into this area, then this is an amazing area again to be looking for long or short positions. That depends. We don't know that yet. We have to see once that happens. But the bigger time frames, let's say if you get this picture, you know, you perform a decent multi-time frame analysis from time to time. By then you should have known, you can anticipate a little bit, like rallies that go up and then we drop like a stone and we come into this area over here. You know, you kind of could identify that something was going to happen here. And then with this huge pin bars over here, this is quite volatile, quite aggressive. You know, we came in, boom, we shot back up, and then we fell back down. This is quite an amazing move. But again, we came into this area offering new opportunity. Again, we fell down, offering new opportunity. Again. And here, probably a lot of traders got stopped out over here because we finally broke through this level over here. And now we have consolidation over here within the monthly. This is the monthly, people. So something else you can do, and then I'm really gonna finish this video for now. When this is consolidation and price seems to react all the time at a certain level when it comes to resistance, and a certain level when it comes to support. This is the monthly, so this range trading within the monthly is more like, let's get in around the 105 level and let's get out again at the 1016 level. So if you really want to identify moves and find beautiful long-term trading opportunities with great risk reward, multi-time frame analysis is definitely something you should do. So on its own, multi-time frame analysis with proper price action, proper technical analysis, proper risk management, everything, you have a multi-time frame technical trading strategy. Actually, this is something that can pick the best trades for you. And sometimes it's best not to trade. For example, I would not be trading at the moment when it comes to the euro dollar, but I would definitely I'm definitely keeping an eye out if this is gonna break that resistance, retest it, and then finally move into this area again. By then you know that where price is at right now, 11.5, you have the potential to move into the 14.5. So that's quite a move. You know, it's quite a move. It looks small because we're at the monthly, but believe me, it's quite an interesting move if we can get in here around the 111. Let's say we get in at the 12 when we break, and then it hovers slightly up into, I think this is the first area where we get a problem. So yeah, this is the 114. So from 12 to 14 is a great move, and if it continues and we reach the 16s, you know, it's even better. That's it for now. I think I will do some more videos on multi-time frame analysis because there is more to it. And to give you a slight example, also from a range perspective, you can identify how price is hovering in that field of where it's at. Some fake outs over here because we are going down, so the momentum downward is often a little bit stronger. But as you can see over here, it's pretty. You can also put it a little to the outside, and that means that we're starting to see that price is not really getting into the lows of this channel anymore, and it's slightly shifting to the upside. So yeah, more on the channel multi-time frame analysis in another video. I'm very happy with what I tried to explain over here. I hope you are too. So make sure you practice this a little bit. It's a great time to practice it within the last 2 weeks, because you will start to see some amazing trading opportunities ready for you in 2020. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.